Shalom, Akim. This is Yahawashi coming back with another video. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth, striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions, and seeking out your salvation with fear and trembling. Yahawashi Waharakak Wadash Barakatam Akim. Alright, I just want to tap into this whole thing that we're coming into in the near future, man, with martial law, and we're going to be tried, and things of that nature. The trying of our hearts right now is that for some brothers are experiencing more harder types of situations and obstacles and things of that nature, but that's to build us up into the man that Yahawashi needs us to be in the latter times when we're actually faced within the face of the enemy. You know, these Edomites, these other nations, these 2/3 that are going to try to apprehend and, deliver us and have us put to death, as it was in the time of Yahawashi and the apostles were scattered abroad. All right. And in the book of Acts. So, as I was saying, I want to use this example that Peter went through, because any man can act and be and speak big words. You know, he could tell you he's down. I can even say I'm down, but we don't know what's going to happen in that situation or in the future when something arises. You know, it's happened to all of us. You know, there ain't one dude out here. You know how they call other guys G's, OGs, and things of this nature. You know, even those men, they feel fear. You know, they'll flee once. There's like few times, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how many times. I'm just saying a few times in their lifetime where they punked out. You know, every man gets afraid of a situation. All right. So Peter, in this situation, he was telling Yahawashi, where Yahawashi told him that Satan desired to sift him. Right. Well, I'm just gonna read it. Luke 22:33. And he said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with thee both into prison and to death. Right, so Peter, in his mind, he thought he was ready for that, right? Because we all know the story. We all know what ended up happening, because Yahawashi told him, prophesied to him what he was gonna end up doing, and I was denying him. You know, so as I was saying, you know, you got guys out here, you know, even amongst the brothers that we may have a certain mind frame, but we don't know truly how it's going to play out. That's why it's important to depend on Yahawashi and be humble. All right. Know that, be rooted and grounded, but not to the point of being proud and be like, nah, you know, I know this is how I'm going to end up being, whatever. You don't know how it's going to play out in a situation. That's why Yahawashi says, I shall give you the words that you shall speak, you know. For it shall be the Holy Spirit that speaketh in you or through you. Okay, not to meditate on the thing. That's in Luke chapter 21. All right, and he says, "Possess ye your souls." So that's what we have to be doing, is possessing our souls when we suffer, when we go through these things, to maintain that integrity, to maintain being humble to Yahawashi, not trying to be the guy, the man, that G that everybody sees and be like, damn, and they're in awe because of what you did. Yahawashi already did that. You can't you can't outdo Yahawashi. Yahawashi came riding on a donkey. He was humble, and he went out and he died for individual people that nobody should die for. You know what I'm saying? It tells you that scarcely a man shall die for a righteous man. But Yahawashi took that upon himself because he loved his children through his father Yahweh. All right, but he said exactly what a guy out here in the world would say: I will follow you to prison and to death. But when the day comes, where are you at? You know, you ain't nowhere to be found. You know, that's why we gotta be humble, because we don't know how it's gonna play out in that day. Dealing with martial law, dealing with hunger, dealing with the RFID chip. All right. So I'm going to read it again. Luke 22:33. Our brother's pretty sure you already know where I'm going with this. And he said unto him, Lord, I am ready to go with thee both into prison and to death. And he said, I tell thee, Peter, the cock shall not crow this day before that thou shalt thrice deny that thou knowest me. And we all know when that happened. He denied Yahawashi 3 times when he was questioned, or he was what's it called? Recognized as being a follower of Yahawashi. He denied it 3 times, and then the cock crew. All right, but Peter had mercy. Yahawashi, they had mercy on Peter, but you don't know how it's going to play out for each individual man. So we don't want to be in that situation. That's why the Lord says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Right? So from here, I want to go to 2 Timothy chapter 2. And I want to start at verse. Let me start at verse 2 Timothy 2:10. It says, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sakes, that they may obtain the salvation which is in Yahawashi with eternal glory. And that's what we're all doing. That's what we're all doing, this work for the elect, to seal up the elect. That way Yahawashi can come back, right? But through the spirit of Paul telling Timothy, that's the spirit telling Timothy. That's Yahawashi telling Timothy through the mouth of Paul. Even though he says, which is in Yahawashi Mashiach with eternal glory, but he's still telling us to endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain the salvation which is found in me, which is Yahawashi. All right. It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we also shall live with him. If we suffer, we also shall reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. And we don't want to be found that way, man. Just because Peter was found mercy doesn't mean that everyone else that denies him will. So you have to be mindful of that, because we're coming into those days, man. Death threats, the purge, whatever you want to call it, martial law, civil unrest, civil war, all this is coming, man. Famine, thirst, all right, hunger. So it says, if we suffer, we also shall reign with him. And that's part of being in this truth, suffering, man. If you ain't suffering, you don't know anything. You don't know what's really coming. All right? You don't know what's really coming, because you haven't been through nothing. Yeah, you come into this truth, you understand breakdowns, you have a better understanding of what you knew prior, but that don't mean anything. All right, you have to go through certain things. You have to go through these things in order to understand 100% what these scriptures are trying to convey to us. It says, if we deny him, he also will deny us. All right, and we don't want to be found that way. Like Peter, he denied him. He said, I'll follow you to prison and to death. So what is that? All the videos I've been making prior, it's been in that subject. Dealing with death, not being afraid. From there, I want to go to, I believe it's in Peter's. Let's see here, Slakia Khan right here. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. It says, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. Some guys or some brothers everything's all good, badass for them, but then all of a sudden they start experiencing hardships. Well, guess what? That's part of being in the truth, and you have to maintain yourself. Paul even said, even though I'm abound or abased, he knows how to be abound or abased. All right, in all things. Right. So find it not strange when it concerneth thy soul. Just like Peter, when he was recognized as being a follower of Yahawashi, I can already see his face when those people were accusing him, right? And he was surprised. He thought it was strange, And it concerned him. It concerned him right then and there at that moment. And he did exactly what Yahawashi said he would do. That's why we must pray that we keep our integrity, that we keep ourselves as a good man, a soldier of Yahawashi. Verse 13, but rejoice in as much as you are partakers of Yahawashi Mashiach's suffering. So we have to rejoice. You know, everybody in the world, they're down for their shit. Whatever you think about, they're down for it. They represent it to the fullest, man. So when we're in this truth, we got to represent it to the fullest. But at the same time, being harmless as a dove and wise as a serpent. Okay? But when you're actually in the forefront, you're caught, right? You're caught. There's no denying it. You can't deny it. I mean, you can. You know, but that's up to Yahawashi. But that's where it really matters. Out here in the world, when you're at your job and stuff like that, you gotta maneuver. You gotta know how to adapt to certain situations. All right. But rejoice in as much as you are partakers of Yahawashi Mashiach's sufferings, that when His glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. Why? Because He said, when I read 2 Timothy chapter 2, it said, "For if you suffer, you shall reign with Him." You see. So you want to suffer for Yahawashi's sake, even if it means your life, because you have a far greater reward than what Esau has to offer. A fucking chip, you get pinched, blood comes out, it feels fucking painful. For what? Just so you can get burned by that fire. Versus suffering for Yahawashi, which is for a short moment, but with a far exceeding weighty glory, a weight of glory. Verse 14, if you be reproached for the name of Yahawashi Mashiach, right, like Peter was reproached for his name, right? Happy are ye. But on his end, he was afraid. It was strange because it concerned him. It was that fiery trial that he had to go through at that moment. For the spirit of glory and of Yahweh resteth upon you, and on their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. Just like on with Peter, Yahawashi was evil spoken of, but on his part he was glorified if he would have followed through righteously, you know, not denying him. So we had to learn from that. Everything is written for our learning, you see. But Peter is part of the elect because that was just an example to humble him down because of the way he was speaking. There's been several times where Yahawashi rebuked him. Okay? Verse 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet, if any man suffer as a Christian, right, Hamashiach, let him not be